which is absolutely insane. That's something that...
So surprisingly, it actually feels way better in your hands, and I was kind of shocked. The hinges...
Instantly you have this kind of an experience. Battery...
Amazing, because you effectively get two...
Again, why doesn't the Fold 8 Ultra have...
there you go. You had the clip.
Far better than what you get with Meta.
But in-hand feels zabardast hai iska.
Very thin. Like, look at this thing. It's 4.5 millimeters open, and it's light. It's barely 200.
Oh, hang on, wait. Stop the presses. I have more information.
Is much more capable and much more...
This is actually a really big deal.
I'm really impressed by how much I like the smaller Fold, and I can really see myself dailying it. I didn't think that coming in, but let me know. Honestly, they've been on this slow and steady thing for so long that it's felt like, even though they kind of started first, a lot of the more aggressive competition has caught up and passed them. So what did Samsung do with this new generation of the big Fold? Well, it is a small incremental improvement again, but then they also did something really clever, which you'll see. So in that peak foldable video I did a few months ago, I was talking about the Oppo Find N6, where they had basically eliminated any visible crease, which was incredible, and left Samsung looking a little bit behind. But now, with a new titanium alloy film behind the OLED, along with a titanium backplate, they've also made a pretty big step towards getting rid of their own crease down the middle. I would say it's not perfect, like it's not quite reaching Oppo's level. If Oppo's a 10 out of 10, I feel like this is an 8.5 out of 10, but it is way better than last year, which would be like a 5. So by the time you turn on it, plus there's a new anti-reflective coating and a 3000 nits max brightness, so you really don't see much crease at all anymore, which is awesome. And then bonus, Samsung is, but then they've also updated the ultra-wide camera to a new 50 megapixel sensor, so it can now shoot 8K video alongside the same 200 megapixel primary as last year, this big square. So in case Apple's gonna come along and try to change everyone's mind about this brand new, innovative, passport-shaped fold that's suddenly so reachable that we've never seen before, Samsung is also dropping a passport-shaped fold, and they're positioning it specifically underneath their candy bar style fold.
More native to things like watching videos, reading, and they say...
Amazing, because you effectively get two 6.5-inch phone screens worth of content at the same time. But then, how much better it does. This is the brightest, highest resolution screen that Samsung's ever put on one of these folds. It's got a 15% higher pixel density than the last, which was already sharp enough. And it has the new anti-reflective coating. You know, the absolutely goated feature from Samsung's S-series phones. Plus, with probably tell, this is a pretty slim phone. It's actually the slimmest Samsung Fold ever at just 4.1 millimeters. When I wanted to watch a movie or play a game, this Fold 8 with its super high-end, now widescreen aspect ratio on the inside is a miles better experience than last. Extra magnets, which as you start pulling, they assist with a slight pushing force. It's subtle stuff, but even if you can reduce the effort from surfaces it up for you to be able to immediately send, the one that basically didn't work when I first went hands-on with it. Well, it does more things now. Like if someone asks you to meet up, it can pop up an option to open your calendar, or even this little quick
Has shipped a short, foldable phone has eventually walked away from that form factor. And so if all of these companies are failing at doing it, why would Samsung bet their flagship name on foldable tech is finally good enough to pull something like this off? A short and wide foldable that's still very thin. Like, look at this thing. It's 4.5 millimeters open, and it's light. It's barely 200 grams. It's lighter than most slab flagships, and it just feels really nice in hand because of its weight and its shape. It's not as creaseless as the ones we see on the recent Oppo Find N6, but it's
favorite Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 8. Samsung ने foldables की shape को बदल के रख दिया है because this gives you very unique form factor. मतलब guys, this shape is something which I think is very practical, very fun to use. At the same time, foldables का असली कर दिया है because there is absolutely no crease whatsoever screen के अंदर because यार कि आपने एक foldable पकड़ा है, it feels like magic and instantly you have this kind of an experience. बैटरी भी दोस्तों यहाँ पे काफ़ी बड़ी Samsung ने यूज़ करा एक्सपीरियंस जो वो देता है which feels like magic कि आखिर ये हुआ कैसे है, but again I told you titanium flex thing. Now guys, one more thing which makes these foldables the best in the market, वो सिर्फ इनका
लगेगा, बट इन हैंड फील जबरदस्त है इसका, परफेक्टली फिट होता है हाथ में एंड इनफैक्ट बहुत सारे एजेंटिक टास्क आप जेमिनी को बोल के कर सकते हो. सो आपको सिर्फ बात करनी है आपके फोन के साथ एंड देन इट विल कैरी आउट टास्क्स ऑन योर. दोस्तों दिस फील्स रियली गुड और ये आई एम गोइंग टू ट्राई दिस एज माई डेली ड्राइवर. For sure. वैसे दोस्तों इन डिवाइसेस में
Fold 7's updated 200 megapixel main camera, and it's also a triple camera setup, plus an upgraded 50 megapixel ultra wide. That's up from 12. Fold 7, here's one I made earlier, which was already a big step up over the Fold 6. You really can see and importantly feel the difference. It's almost completely gone now on the Fold, and the cover screens are absolutely stunning. Although sadly, once again, no video playback versus 26 hours on the Honor. So if we're to believe Samsung, I have to do my own testing of course, despite having 1,000 less milliamp hour battery, it's actually getting an extra hour of video playback, and that's due to the battery technology, the efficiency of the impressive. And they're also really prioritizing long-term battery health. So behind the scenes, some actually really big battery improvements, and not day long, I'm going to get the cheaper Fold 8. I think it's much more interesting, refreshing to see a different kind of fold from Samsung, and I just think it's a smarter design. But brighter, tougher, the crease is less obvious. Significantly bigger battery, particularly for the 8 Ultra versus last year's Fold 7. I'm excited to use them both, but I'm more excited by the Fold 8. What I am definitely less
And that is because this Fold 8 is now the lightest foldable phone that Samsung has ever released. So surprisingly, it actually feels way better in your hands, and I was kind of shocked. The hinge, to my surprise, I actually prefer this size over the Fold 8 Ultra. What I love is the screens are also equally bright. The upgraded Gemini with on-screen awareness. And this is really interesting because you just show Gemini what's on your screen, then say something like, book a hotel around here for the next 2 nights, and then it, the document, removes any fingers, corners, bends, stains, and turns it into a real-looking scan, which is so nifty. But what some might find not cool.
So $100 more than last year, but definitely a bit more sticker shock now that it starts for over 2 bands. But this is the world we live in now.
Considering upgrading to the Fold 8 because the size is just that good. But before I upgrade, I'm first gonna wait.
It's the correct order. Okay, so the new Flip, the Flip 8, looks a lot like the Flip 7, but it's a bit thinner and lighter. Otherwise, this is going to be a safe incremental upgrade, which is right in line with what we've been expecting from Samsung. It does get the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 for Galaxy to match the S26 series with all of its performance and image processing pipeline and NPU. And then little things, like they beveled the inner edges to make the phone slightly easier to open. And they improved the cover screen experience to be a bit more like a regular outside screen. Hold on.
This cover screen started off as a tiny little window that could do like 3 things total. And then each year, as the screens got a little bigger, the functionality ticked up with it. Until now, the front feels just like the inside. Now, this might be a bit of a hot done, a pretty stellar job with this new Now Brief widget. The idea is they have a whole load of different pre-built live infographics. Everything from weather stuff, the forecast, pollen count, UV index, to health stuff, things like step count, sleep score, and nutrition info. And then you can pick and mix them, depending on what you specifically want to keep track of on your home screen.
Changes kiye hain because this is now at just 180 grams and 6.1 millimeters की thickness से लेके आता है, which feels very light, very 9 inches का बड़ा screen दोस्तों यहाँ पे हमको अंदर मिल जाता है. Again, feels like no crease whatsoever. Cover screen जो है
An upgraded upgraded Now Brief, as well as a flex window home, and then using Gemini to do tasks within your phone while the phone is closed and locked. So I think there's some.
You all have never seen a cover screen like this before, right? I'm going to squeeze all 16 of us. There you go. You heard the click.
Kind of feels like the Flip 8 is, well, it's been forgotten about. They put a new chip in it. There's a couple of new software features. The cover screen looks a little bit different. Frustratingly, this is probably the smallest update we've seen to the Flip ever. And it's 100 quid more than last year. So I think if you're eyeing up a new Flip, just get last year's Flip 7 and save a whole bunch of money. That's
finished up, and they had some great announcements as far as their smart glasses go. Now, these are just the AI glasses, not the ones with the displays. Those are coming next year, but they announced a lot of really good things that I think you guys will be excited for. So I'm going to go through them okay, so you can see a lot of similarities with Meta Ray-Ban glasses, such as taking phone calls, listening to audio. Those are great features that I love using with my glasses. But what able to order a coffee from your glasses is just something that currently Meta can't do. Exciting news. For people who aren't into AI, this might not be a big deal or even something that you'd want on your glasses. But for a lot of us who use AI, the best looking glasses out there, and I'm super happy to see that Samsung's glasses are looking basically identical in a lot of ways. They just look like normal fashionable glasses that I would. So this is great news. 9 hours for a full charge on the glasses, which beats out all the Meta and Oakley glasses out there. This is something that has been a cool 7 full charges, which definitely beats what Meta is currently able to do on their cases. So with 7 full charges, that's 63 straight hours of use from the glasses, which is absolutely insane. That's something that I'm so tired of only being able to record in vertical and then having to crop in to get a horizontal aspect ratio. So I'm really, really happy to see that. They didn't announce what the megapixel count or what the sensors are, but rumors do have it that it's the same Sony sensors that are used in the Meta Ray-Bans. So it looks like quality-wise, if the rumors are true, the quality should be about absolutely huge. So if you're in that ecosystem, this could be an absolute no-brainer for you to get over the Metas.
Of course, these glasses are everything flows into your Galaxy phone with a dedicated photo album for easy access. This is how your Galaxy experience expands, bringing your devices together.
So for me, I'm really excited about the ability to capture photos and videos in landscape. And let's see what gesture, take a picture through your glasses. That's fantastic. The way that you have to do it with Meta is either voice commands or touching the side of the glasses. This is way more put in the glasses. I think pretty much everybody's going to agree that Gemini is a much more capable and much more accurate AI than what Meta offers. Now, I think is absolutely amazing. However, we don't know yet what Samsung's going to do. I would have to say I'm 95% sure the Samsung glasses are going to be the way to go. They're going to integrate better into the apps that you already use that Samsung's pushing out with these that currently Meta doesn't offer. That I think that this is going to be a no-brainer for those of you rocking between all of the Samsung glasses and the Meta glasses. So I think you're going to be good either way. But the person, Samsung's glasses really look far better than what you get with Meta. Hopefully this is going to really light a fire under Meta so that we get more updates, more upgrades, and faster software releases. All the good stuff.
Better than last year, which should be like a 5. So by the time you turn
Samsung Fold ever at just 4.1 millimeters when
कर दिया है because there is absolutely no.
Importantly, feel the difference. It's all
7 full charges. That's 63 straight. Definitely beats what Meta is currently.
For the Fold 8 Ultra, wow, and £1,699.
आप foldable phone Samsung का लोगे and
100 grams. It's lighter than most slab flagships.
Full charge on the glasses, which beats out.
Feels like magic. कि आखिर ये हुआ कैसे?
the screen is even more impressive here because of its 8-inch.
So they didn't really get into any details. We don't know the exact weight. They didn't release any specifics on it. All they said was it's lighter than most smart glasses currently, which doesn't really tell us much of anything. I'm figuring it's going to be really, really and use Google Meet, which is great because if you're in the Android, especially the Samsung ecosystem, this is going to allow you to make notes.
なんか本当これタブレットみたいになってますけど、非常にこの設定画面も見やすくていいなと思います。技的にも対応し